When the one who has borne the weight of others' pain, the one who has carried the burdens of the broken, the one who has poured out empathy like water, when that person walks away, the world trembles. Not because they are weak, but because they are strong enough to let go, and in that letting go, they reveal the truth. The narcissist's empire is built on the backs of those who care, and when the caregivers depart, the empire crumbles. You see, the narcissist thrives on the energy of others. They feed on attention, on admiration, on the validation of their inflated self-image. They demand, they manipulate, they control, not out of love, but out of a deep, seated need to feel superior, to feel powerful. Their world is a stage, and they are the star, demanding the spotlight at all costs. But what happens when the audience stops applauding? What happens when the one who has been silently suffering in the shadows steps out of the darkness and walks away? The narcissist's world begins to unravel. The applause fades, the adoration wanes, and they are left standing alone, exposed, and vulnerable. This is not a tale of vengeance, but of liberation. It is the story of reclaiming one's life from the clutches of manipulation and deceit. It is the story of recognizing one's worth beyond the narcissist's distorted mirror. When the empathetic soul walks away, they do more than just leave. They take with them the very foundation upon which the narcissist's false reality was built. They take with them the truth that the narcissist is not who they pretend to be. They take with them the light that exposes the darkness of narcissism for what it truly is, a fragile construct held together by lies and manipulation. But the narcissist does not see this at first. They will lash out, they will blame, they will twist the narrative to make themselves the victim. They will try to rewrite history, to paint the one who left as the villain. But the truth cannot be hidden forever. The one who walks away carries the truth with them, and the truth has a way of surfacing, no matter how deep the narcissist tries to bury it. In the absence of the empathetic soul, the narcissist is forced to confront themselves. They are forced to face the emptiness that lies beneath their facade. They are forced to reckon with the reality that their self-worth is not inherent, but constructed through the manipulation of others. And in that reckoning, they are given a choice: to continue living in the lie or to face the truth and change. But change is not easy. It requires humility, self-awareness, and a willingness to confront the darkness within. It requires the courage to let go of the need for control and to embrace vulnerability. And for the narcissist, this is a monumental task. But for the one who has walked away, the journey is just beginning. They must rebuild their life, rediscover their identity, and heal from the wounds inflicted by the narcissist's manipulation. They must learn to trust again, to love again, and to live again. It is a path fraught with challenges, but it is also a path of empowerment. For in walking away, they have reclaimed their power. They have taken back control of their narrative and their life. They have chosen authenticity over illusion, truth over deception, and freedom over bondage. And in that choice, they have done more than just escape. They have triumphed. They have shown that the narcissist's hold is not absolute, that manipulation does not have to be tolerated, and that empathy is not a weakness, but a strength. So to those who have walked away, know this: you are not alone. Your journey is one of courage, resilience, and hope. You are not defined by the narcissist's narrative, but by your own story, a story of survival, of healing, and of reclaiming your life. And to those still entangled in the narcissist's web, know this: there is a way out. You are not trapped. You are not powerless. The strength to walk away lies within you. It may not be easy, but it is possible. And on the other side of that decision is a life of authenticity, peace, and freedom. The moment the super empath walks away, the narcissist loses everything not because they are punished, but because they are exposed. The illusion shatters, the facade crumbles, and the truth stands revealed. And in that revelation, the narcissist is left to confront the reality they have long avoided. They are not the center of the universe, and their worth is not derived from the manipulation of others. But the journey does not end there. For both the one who walks away and the one who remains, the path forward is one of healing, growth, and transformation. It is a path that requires courage, self-reflection, and a commitment to living authentically. It is a path that leads to freedom, the freedom to be oneself, to live without fear, and to embrace the fullness of life. So take heart, for the moment the super empath walks away, the narcissist loses everything, not because they are punished, but because they are given the opportunity to change. And that opportunity is a gift that, if embraced, can lead to redemption, growth, and a life lived in truth. When an empath walks away from a narcissist, the narcissist's entire false world collapses because their power was never real, only borrowed from the one who gave love, patience, and emotional energy without return. The empath's departure reveals the truth the narcissist tried to hide. Their identity was built on manipulation, not genuine connection. Walking away is not weakness, but the ultimate act of strength and freedom, a reclaiming of self, worth, a refusal to be controlled, and a step into healing and truth. It marks the beginning of restoration for the empath, and an unavoidable confrontation with reality for the narcissist. When an empath walks away from a narcissist, the narcissist's entire false world collapses. This is not merely the end of a relationship. It is the unraveling of a carefully constructed facade that the narcissist has built over time. The narcissist's identity, self, worth, and sense of control are intricately tied to the validation and admiration they receive from others, particularly from those they manipulate and exploit. When the empath who has been a significant source of this validation decides to leave, the narcissist is confronted with the stark reality of their own emptiness. The narcissist's world is one of illusion, where they perceive themselves as superior, entitled, and deserving of admiration. They craft narratives that place them at the center, often portraying themselves as victims or heroes, depending on what garners them the most attention and admiration. This self-constructed identity is fragile, relying heavily on external validation to maintain its semblance of strength. The empath, with their deep capacity for understanding and compassion, becomes a crucial part of this dynamic. The narcissist feeds off the empath's energy, using their empathy to bolster their own sense of importance and to manipulate situations to their advantage. However, when the empath recognizes the toxic nature of the relationship and chooses to walk away, the narcissist's source of supply is abruptly cut off. This loss is not just emotional, it is existential. The narcissist is forced to confront the hollowness within themselves, a void they have long sought to fill with the admiration and attention of others. Without the empath's presence, this void becomes glaringly apparent, leading to feelings of insecurity, rage, and desperation. In response, the narcissist may resort to various tactics to regain control and restore their sense of superiority. They might attempt to manipulate mutual acquaintances, spreading false narratives to tarnish the empath's reputation and turn others against them. This is an effort to isolate the empath and regain the power they once held. They may also engage in emotional blackmail, attempting to guilt the empath into returning by playing on their compassion and sense of responsibility. These tactics are not born out of love or genuine remorse, but are strategies to reassert dominance and control. The narcissist's reaction to the empath's departure is a testament to the fragility of their constructed identity. Their inability to maintain the illusion without the empath's support reveals the extent to which they rely on others to define their self-worth. This collapse is not just a personal crisis for the narcissist. It is a reflection of the inherent instability of narcissism itself. The narcissist's world, built on manipulation, deceit, and the exploitation of others, is unsustainable. When the empath walks away, they expose this unsustainable nature, causing the narcissist's world to crumble. In the aftermath, the empath embarks on a journey of healing and self-discovery. They reclaim their sense of self, rebuild their boundaries, and learn to trust their own instincts and emotions. This process is not without its challenges. The empath may experience feelings of guilt, self-doubt, and confusion as they navigate the complexities of their emotions and the remnants of the narcissist's influence. However, this journey is one of empowerment. By walking away, the empath takes control of their own narrative, choosing authenticity and self-respect over manipulation and deceit. The collapse of the narcissist's world upon the empath's departure serves as a powerful reminder of the inherent instability of narcissism. It underscores the importance of self-awareness, boundaries, and the courage to walk away from toxic relationships. For the empath, it marks the beginning of a new chapter, one defined not by the narcissist's needs and demands, but by their own values, desires, and sense of self-worth. Walking away is not weakness. It is the ultimate act of strength and freedom. In a world that often equates endurance with virtue and submission with loyalty, choosing to walk away from situations, relationships, or environments that no longer serve your well-being is an act of profound courage and self-respect. It takes immense strength to recognize when something is no longer beneficial to your mental, emotional, or spiritual health. Often, we are conditioned to believe that love means enduring pain, that commitment means sacrificing oneself, and that leaving signifies failure. However, true strength lies in the ability to discern when to let go, to walk away, and to choose oneself over the comfort of familiarity. Walking away is not about giving up. It is about choosing to rise above. It is about acknowledging that your peace, your happiness, and your mental health are worth more than the temporary comfort of staying in a toxic or unfulfilling situation. It is a declaration that you are no longer willing to accept less than you deserve, even if it means stepping into the unknown. The decision to walk away often comes after much reflection and inner turmoil. It is not a decision made lightly or impulsively, but one that arises from a deep understanding of one's worth and the recognition that staying would only perpetuate harm. It is a decision that requires self-awareness, self-love, and the courage to prioritize one's well-being over the fear of change or the unknown. In walking away, you reclaim your power. You take back control of your narrative and your life. You choose to no longer be defined by the limitations or negativity of others, but to define yourself by your values, your dreams, and your aspirations. You set boundaries that honor your worth and communicate to the world how you expect to be treated. This act of walking away is not a sign of defeat, but of personal growth and empowerment. It signifies that you have learned to recognize your own value and are unwilling to compromise it for the sake of others' comfort or expectations. It is a testament to your resilience and your commitment to living authentically and unapologetically. Moreover, walking away creates space for new beginnings. It opens the door to opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with your true self and your higher purpose. By letting go of what no longer serves you, you make room for growth, healing, and the manifestation of your deepest desires. It is important to understand that walking away does not mean abandoning others or shirking responsibilities. Rather, it is an act of self-preservation and self-respect. It is about recognizing that you cannot pour from an empty cup, and that in order to give to others, you must first give to yourself. In relationships, walking away can be especially challenging. The emotional bonds, shared history, and fear of loneliness can make the decision to leave feel insurmountable. Yet, staying in a relationship that is detrimental to your well-being does not honor the love you have for yourself or the other person. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for both yourself and the other person is to walk away and allow space for healing and growth. In the professional realm, walking away may involve leaving a job, career path, or work environment that stifles your potential or compromises your values. This decision can be daunting, especially when financial stability and societal expectations are at stake. However, staying in a role that diminishes your sense of purpose or fulfillment can lead to burnout, resentment, and a loss of identity. Walking away in such circumstances is an act of reclaiming your autonomy and aligning your work with your passions and principles. Walking away also applies to situations where you are not receiving the respect, appreciation, or treatment you deserve. Whether it's a friendship, family dynamic, or community involvement, staying in environments that drain you or diminish your sense of self is not a testament to loyalty, but to self-neglect. Choosing to walk away is a declaration that you value yourself enough to seek spaces where you are celebrated, not tolerated. The journey of walking away is not without its challenges. There may be moments of doubt, fear, and grief. You may question your decision and wonder if you made a mistake. However, these feelings are part of the healing process. They signify that you are shedding old layers and stepping into a new chapter of your life. Embrace these emotions as they arise, knowing that they are temporary and that on the other side lies peace, clarity, and freedom. Remember, walking away is not about running from problems, but about choosing to no longer be defined by them. It is about taking responsibility for your own happiness and well-being and making choices that reflect your worth and values. It is about honoring your journey and trusting that every step, even those that involve letting go, brings you closer to the life you are meant to live. So if you find yourself at a crossroads facing the decision to walk away, know that this choice is a powerful affirmation of your strength and freedom. It is a testament to your courage and your commitment to living a life that is true to yourself. Embrace this decision with confidence, knowing that in walking away, you are not losing but gaining peace, gaining clarity, and gaining the freedom to create a life that aligns with your highest good.